Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I say to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly. Allegedly, it's just the word allegedly. It's what I heard allegedly. It's on the street allegedly. I sing to the beat allegedly. Allegedly, allegedly, it's what I heard allegedly. It's just the word allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue allegedly. It won't help you allegedly. 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 It's just the word allegedly. It's what I heard allegedly. It's on the street allegedly. I sing to the beat allegedly. Allegedly. Allegedly, it's what I heard allegedly. It's just the word allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue allegedly. It won't help you allegedly. 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 Bitch, one of you was flat. Hello and good morning. Forgive me. I'm having my first sip of coffee. Wonderful. Hazelnut. I hope this morning finds you better than Penelope Thomas Bailey, who is on his way to prison for years for federal tax evasion and felony fraud. Felony fraud. And that got me to thinking, because I know, like you, when I wake up, I think about fraud and other people's marriages. That's what gets me up in the morning. Fraud and other people's marriages. And I thought Porsha Guttersnipe Williams is leaving Simon con artist Guobadia. But what do we really know about this con artist? And what will be exposed on Housewives of Atlanta? Because if there's one thing the reality machine will do, it is chew you up and spit you out. Now, we've seen many a criminal be brought to justice on Housewives. Last we saw was Jen Shaw. We saw her arrest by Homeland Security live on camera. Now, I have realized, with the fact that we've been dealing in the darkness of Eric Fuller, what would be a more on-brand event than seeing Simon get arrested for federal fraud this season on Housewives of Atlanta? Do I think Eric Fuller would stoop low enough to work with the government? Yes, absolutely. Do I think Porsha would want revenge on her ex-husband that she's been fighting against tooth and nail for as long as she's been married to him, even though that's not a very long time? I know people who've had habits longer than Porsha's marriage. Longer than Porsha's marriage. But think about what Jen Shaw did for ratings. Think about that arrest. And some people still swear up and down that Meredith Marks had something to do, that she was somehow engaged with FBI agents. Now, is that true? Meredith does have a law degree. She might know who to call. She is a well-connected woman. but I can't say whether that's true or not. I would say that it could happen. It could, but just because you know somebody don't mean that you're gonna make the call, don't mean that you know their business. However, Eric Fuller, in my mind, he would go the extra mile and take the extra step to sink someone's life. I absolutely believe that of him. Yes, we're talking about the difference between a coot versus a con artist versus a crook, and what's going to be coming up on Housewives of Atlanta with my predictions for Simon Guabadia's legal plot line, because Bravo is going to exploit it. Mark my words, you heard it here first. Bravo is going to exploit Simon's legal plot line. And there's a lot of meat in his legal plot line. This is why Porsha's divorcing him. So it's fair that the show explore this. Like, this is why we're here. We want to know your business. We're going to find out. Now, with Penelope Thomas Bailey, it took forever for justice to catch up with her. But finally, and I bet you they're going to bring up or have Penelope Thomas back or mention her, because Cynthia is going to be on. And Cynthia, girl, you are truly God's favorite, because, the Lord got you out of that marriage just in time before you had to deal with federal tax evasion and fraud. But he was sentenced to 18 months in prison, followed by 2 years of supervised release for tax offenses, and also ordered to pay $2,526,131.99 as restitution to the Internal Revenue Service. My stars. $2,526,000. Because the businessman collected more than $640,000 in trust fund taxes between 2021 and 2023 under the business name One Miami Beach LLC and Bar One Baltimore LLC, and failed to pay more than $2.5 million in employment taxes, including $1.74 million in those trust fund wages. Now, imagine if Eric Fuller had been on the case at that time. Peter's arrest would have been on Roa. So I think that's why they've kept Porsha fighting all this time to stay filming in that house, so that when the feds roll up, we can be there. It's too early to be looking at Eric's face. Honey, if I had to think about it, then we all got to think about it. This coffee is really good. 99 cents is petty. It ain't petty because he stole it. It ain't petty because he stole it. You got to put it all back. You got to put every penny back that you stole. Every penny. Now, let's talk about Simon's charges. Because you see, he was denied citizenship due to his criminal past, which involves numerous felonies, bank fraud, credit card fraud, and identity fraud. This man was committing fraud back in 82. 82, a lifelong fraudster with a blue-blooded gutter snipe. That actually is a match made in heaven. A lifelong fraudster with a blue-blooded gutter snipe. Because in my last video of Insomnia Theater, we went through Porsha's gutter snipe history. And Simon's criminal history matches. She beats a bitch ass, he'll steal from you. A match made in heaven and lack of dignity. How old is Esther Roll? 63. Wait, no, Penelope Thomas Bailey is 63. Simon Guobadia is 59, or was 59 when this article was written. But yes, he first came to the U.S. August 11th, 1982, and overstayed his visitor visa. Then in 85, he was declared deportable. Left, came back in 86, overstayed again, but then was arrested for bank and credit card fraud in 87 and pled guilty to the felony. How Nene leaks of you? How Nene leaks of you? Exactly. Simon has been scamming before you were born. A lifelong scam. But Porsha is a blue-blooded gutter snipe. A blue-blooded gutter snipe. That sounds like a bird. Then again, I suppose her behavior is definitely avian and ornithological. But before his deportation, on October 24th, in 1988, Guobadia was accused of using a different identity to seek temporary resident status under a social agriculture worker program. But they sent his ass back. But then he snuck back into the country under another undisclosed secret identity. I believe that Eric Fuller could be working with law enforcement to uncover some of Simon Guobadia's previous crimes under unknown identities so that we can have a live arrest on Housewives of Atlanta. We're dealing with the darkness of Eric Fuller, who was trained under the sinister behaviors of Carlos King. I just don't see anything else from them. I mean, if there are crimes out there and justice can be served, so be it. So be it. Like, I'm not, but these are some old cold case crime. They're going to get him for a $200 visa bill back in 87. You're going to say it and take it back. Wouldn't Nene fall in the same category? No, because she was born here. It's different when you go to a different country and commit bank fraud. And Nene just passed a bad check. This was some real bank fraud where they wanted to send your ass back to where you came from. It's a different level of scam. And even then, this is just showing you've been scamming since 86 because he is still here today under a different name, under a different visa. That's why he can't get citizenship. That's why it could be possible for there to be other larger crimes under different identities because don't nobody know who he is. Porsha didn't know who he was, and he thought he could marry Porsha and get some citizenship. That's what he thought. He thought he was going to get a fresh cup of citizenship. He tried to roll here as Esther Roll, and they said, They said, your name is Florida Evans. We know who you are, Florida. You was running numbers back in 86, 87, 94, 2002. Oh, yeah. So it's just a different level of scam, which opens you up to a different level of reprisal. And when you have the Faustian agenda of someone as dastardly and conniving and foul as Eric Fuller, you never know what's going to happen. But I do believe you could end up arrested. Now, let's together as a group look up and see if Eric Fuller is producing on Housewives of Atlanta this season, because I've accused the man for the last 15 minutes. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, God, this is going to be such a disappointment if I see his name. Not seeing anything definitive. Not seeing any. Wait, hold on. Oh no, he's still an executive producer at Truly Original. Oh. Mm, mm, mm. He's probably going to mess it up. He's probably going to mess it up. Oh, you're talking about Nene being in a gutter snipe category. Is Nene Leakes a gutter snipe? Is Nene Leakes a gutter snipe? That is a good. Ah. I just close my eyes and I picture her behavior. But does that God, because they say that she broke someone on production's tooth. But if it was Eric Fuller, he deserved his tooth being broken. So does that a gutter snipe make? Like, yes, Nene did charge like an oxen when people went into her closet. But if I told you don't go in my closet, I don't know. I don't think that makes you a gutter snipe for having limits and boundaries. I think a gutter snipe does things that are unnecessary but dirty. Like Mia. Like Mia. A lot of Mia's dirt is just unnecessary. Like sometimes being a stripper is unavoidable. But bringing ink around and confusing your kids, that's gutter snipe. That's gutter snipe. So I wouldn't say Nene is a gutter snipe. Nene is still a classier woman than that when it comes to certain issues. She can be petty. She can be ignorant. But a gutter snipe is a different level of low. A different level of low. A different level, a lower lack of dignity. I would say Nene still has a certain level of dignity that Mia Thornton has never thought of. Just stealing a woman's husband doesn't make you a gutter snipe. We don't know what that relationship was. I remember Kim said she stole a woman's husband. Also, Kim was having a relationship with that woman's husband. And guess what? That woman did not give a shit. Leading the jar, allegedly, that was his thing. That woman was somewhere spending the other half of that money, not giving two shits. They were all very grown and very, okay, we're not going to get married. That's fine. So, the book could be out on that one. I feel like gutter snipe behavior is more definitive. a morning gutter snipe. But I could see that being a plot line. I could see Simon's arrest being a plot line, and that's why they have been fighting. Because I thought, why has Porsha been fighting to film in the marital home all this time? Because she wants to be there when he gets arrested by the federal government for tax evasion, for fraud, for wire fraud. I could see it. And I'd love to see it. I mean, who wouldn't love to see Simon get hauled off? Because I will say this, reality TV, or God, what if it's Interpol? What if you stole some money in Nigeria? Because also, how'd you get so rich? Now, you're still fighting an $887,000 judgment from a private jet company. Girl, watch Nigeria catch up with your ass in Atlanta. Honey, you got the spirit of Fulton County on you. You better beware. You better beware. The justice system in Fulton County got something special for Black men. Beware. I could see Eric Fuller calling Interpol. 100%. 100%. I could see it. Let me check these comments. A geriatric scammer is wild. That means it's in your bone marrow. His scamming is in him at a molecular level. His protons, neutrons, electrons, the mitochondria of his cell. That's the powerhouse. I'm telling you, it's all scamming DNA down to the protozoa. It's the same with Porsha, a gutter snipe through and through. The cellular walls are gutter snipe. Gutter snipe. Fannie Willis gonna get this one right. She's got something to prove. Fannie Willis gonna be on that ass. And nobody in Fulton County they love to prosecute celebrities more than anywhere else. They're going to make an example of you. I could see Dennis Dennis has the money to bankroll a private investigator to look into Simon Gabadia and his other aliases. Because remember, we don't know who this man is. Porsha didn't even know who she married. And that's why Porsha is on the Porsha to Mia Thornton pipeline. The Porsha to Mia Thornton pipeline. God. Gutters. I guess we can call that pipeline the gutter snipe way. But Dennis, I wouldn't be mad at Dennis trying to get a scammer away from his child. I wouldn't want that for my kid either. I would want my child around law-abiding citizens, not people that have been scamming longer than I've been alive. He has been scamming longer than the father of that child has been alive. Somebody think about Pilar. Somebody think about Pilar. And that is why this is the Mia. That's why this is the Porsha to Mia pipeline, the gutter snipe way. The gutter snipe way. Because it's fine to marry some rail-headed, booty-tooting sissy when you're single, but don't be bringing this shit around the kids. Then Dennis was filming with Porsha too. I could see it. Dennis is trying to save his daughter, and he should. I would not want an old scammer around a young, fresh mind, an impressionable mind. What are you teaching her? When things go wrong, you just change your name and skip the country? That's what she's going to learn. Oh my God. And the mother's a gutter snipe. Jesus Christ. Thank God, I never thought I would say this, but he runs a business. He has values. He has some oomph about himself. I am so glad she has that as an example. Because Jesus Christ, you done married a whole scammer. You don't know who he is. You don't know what a sissy like Eric Fuller, an evil, conniving sissy that grew up under the tutelage of Carlos Cigarette King. You don't know what they're going to pull out about your man that you married and are legally bound to. That's a gutter snipe. That is a gutter snipe because you did not care enough about the well-being of your child because, girl, you married to him. If he comes up owing restitution, if any charges start while you're still married, baby, even if you get divorced, you paying that restitution. Ask Yandy. Ask Yandy. All that, ooh, I'ma protect my house. You ain't protected shit. Not from the government. Not from the government. He's been scamming since the DeLorean in 85. So, Porsha, you are a fool, a Decatur fool, but a Fulton County gutter snipe. A Decatur fool, but a Fulton County gutter snipe. A Fulton County gutter snipe. Hey, Wanda. Drew's side chick is supposed to be the new cast member of Basketball Wives. Oh, because Drew is having an affair with a woman. Well, I mean, I'm glad Drew's getting an orgasm somewhere because she sure ain't getting it from Ralph. She sure ain't getting it from Ralph. He's getting his tugging down in Tampa, keeping his Floridian secrets. I miss you too, girl. I'll be back. I'll be back on that coast, God willing, end of March, April. But really, let's all take a breath and think. We could be married to a man with multiple identities that have committed multiple financial crimes that we could be on the hook for legally. That is Porsha Wabadia's life. You took this man's last name for 10 minutes. Girl, did you even get your license in the mail before you had to send it back? Did you just keep your old one and be like, nah, I don't really need this no more? I'm good. Wow. I know you're embarrassed. I guess you're also just more financially concerned because that prenup will not protect you from judgments and liens or restitution. That's another thing you have to worry about. Judgments and liens. Judgments and liens. Because the judgment that was just put against Simon Guobadia, the $887,000 by that private jet company, in the state of Georgia, guess what? That debt is issued to a married man. Guess what they wrote on Porsha's deed to her home? Porsha Williams, a married woman. A married woman. She's a married woman. Because you a married woman, guess what? Y'all gonna share that debt. Y'all gonna share that judgment. Share with me. Share. Fitty, fitty. You can act shitty, but it's still fitty, fitty. So you owe That you ain't even got divorced and you already owe $423,000. 423. 423. My God, I really know how Whitney Houston felt when Diane Sawyer told her, somebody that she spent $750,000 on drugs. She said 750. Can we split that? Shit. That's a lot of, and that was a lot of money back then. No, it was 730. I wish. She's like, shit. I didn't make it $730,000 off an album. I digress. But oh my God, you haven't even gotten divorced. And there is already a judgment for $887,000, and your half would be $423,000. He ain't got it. What he may have is an Interpol, and that's the international police for theft. He could have an Interpol case. Girl, did you marry into Ocean's 11? And this fool has been living off of the stolen money of the motherland for years, allegedly, because he was broke in America in the 80s. He was applying here for a visa under the Agriculture Workers Act, and now he's an oil tycoon. I want to say the N-word right now. I want to say the N-word so bad. Porsha, what have you been smoking? Let's say this together. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying people cannot come up. I am not saying people cannot educate themselves. I am not saying people cannot move forward in life. Lord knows I have. So come on. We're all joking now. This is a joke. I just want to preface that because I want people to really think that we can all move forward. But I don't know if I believe in all this because you was broke then. And with this judgment, you're looking a little broke now. You're looking a little broke now. I ain't getting sued by Frontier Airlines. I paid my $64. They got my $64 and was late. They was late getting me there and late getting me home, but they got their $64. Chap, he was flying all around the world on credit. On credit. They didn't have a lick of money. I want to know, how did you get your black ass in the air without paying? That's some good ass credit. Ooh, Lord, I didn't think they gave black people credit. That must be that African credit. That's that international credit. That's that international credit when you got the accent credit, the accent credit. That's what it must be. It must be the accent credit. The accent credit would weep for the American credit because my American credit will never allow me on a plane without paying first, ever. So it's that accent, it's accent. That's what it is. It's that accent credit. Because I ain't never heard of such a thing. How do you run up $1 million bill at an airline? Because the private plane, walk with me now. Walk with me now. Your typical, like if you're going, private planes are around, like especially if you sharing a little bit, 6 to 12 grand a ticket. You can get your own plane for around 10, and that'll get you from New York to Florida, New York to North Carolina. That'll get you up and down the East Coast of cute 15 to 20,000. You want to go out to Los Angeles on something decent, you're looking at 50 to 60,000 per each way. Don't ask me why I know these things. I want to be prepared for the life that I don't have. I can teach you how to live. I can teach you how to live. I tell you what a G5 costs right now. Oh, I'm not there, but I can tell you what it costs. I've got everything priced for you. However, other people's money. Yeah, I be spending other people's money. In my mind. In my mind, I spend other people's money, not legally, because that's why I don't have federal fraud cases against me. Because I would say, okay, well, where's the money? Because I'd like to know who enjoyed it. Because it sure wasn't me. But yeah, so it's only 50,000 be going to California. Now, if you even now let's put Africa on it. So it's international. You are up to about 100, 150. You do maybe 200 if you're doing the top of the line. But again, they probably ain't giving you credit for that. You doing a 75 to maybe 100, somewhere in there, going from New York to Lagos, Atlanta to Lagos. And you're hubbing it. You're hubbing it. You're not flying into the Teterborough, to the small airports. You hubbing it. You hubbing it. How did they let you get all the way up to 887? Because that's 10 damn trips. You a smooth criminal. A smooth criminal. Let's see. She better do a Karen Huger, married but filed separately when Ray had his tax issues. And hold on, and here's the thing. Karen Huger had to pay because she's his wife. That's why she had to come up off that Atlanta salary real quick. She had to pay. Potomac salary. All of this could have been avoided if you didn't want him for his money and he courted you on private jets, and now you got to pay for it. Oh my God. The realization that just hit me in these comments. Isaiah has brought to our attention that Porsha is now on the hook for half of the private jets that Simon got to court her. As I said in my previous video, Porsha, you got to change the setting on your pussy, because you are out here sitting on pewter, and that shit is fool's gold. Oh my God. Talk about, girl, did you just, don't tell me you told Erica Jane to hold your beer. You out here getting fleeced and scammed for private jets, and now you married his ass and you got sued for it. So essentially, she owes a deposit on the fraud. Yep, that's what she owes. That's what she owes. Well, it's going to have to be paid. And Simon ain't got it. And guess what? She may have to pay the whole kit and caboodle. That might be the cheapest, quiet as it's kept. She better hope she can go on and and finalize this divorce. They said the divorce will be finalized soon. She better pray that shit gets finalized before there are any more judgments, because they can come after you as a married woman. As a married woman. Should have stayed with the hot dog king. We need to count the number of Golden Girls reference Alex does daily. That would be a lot. That would be a lot. Oh, it's not just that she should have stayed with her hot dog king, because I'm not going to say Dennis is perfect and you should be with the father of your kid. If she wanted to move on, let the woman move on. You should have found out who you were married to, because you have to work with a duplicitous and conniving sissy a harsh and harmful cigarette like Eric Fuller that will use anything in your life to bring darkness to a television show, because that's his alien mission. That is his alien assignment. We started the video with someone saying it's too early to look at his face. That's the face of a Venusian. Nicole Murphy's got it. He's got it. I think we're going to be seeing more of them as the generations go by. His alien assignment to ruin our reality shows. You would think aliens would want to do something else, but this is what they seem bitten bound on doing. Interesting. But I guess it does kind of make sense, because reality shows are about being human and they can't be human. So I see why they want to mess it up, why they can't do it. Eric Fuller is jealous of our humanity. Nicole Murphy is too. That's why she's always sleeping with other women's husbands. Jealous of our humanity. I try to keep a straight face as long as I can. Oh my gosh. Jamie, I love your picture. Love your pic. Love the hair. Very professional. Good facial part. But this, ma'am, I wonder what Fallon thinks about all this. Girl, did Fallon know him either? Now, you see, Fallon was lucky. She got a couple $100,000 out his ass. She actually got something. She's not going to leave the marriage mired in debt. I believe Porsha will leave. I believe Porsha will leave this marriage mired in debt. Ciao. I hit the button, left my own video. But mired in debt. Mired in debt. Because if you think this $887,000 isn't the only thing he didn't pay for, you've got another thing coming. People are going to be crawling out of the woodwork with debt, with bills, with invoices for services rendered. My stars. But I do think that Eric Fuller would try that, would look into Simon's past. And I mean, and whoever else's past. You know, today he's Simon Guobadia. Tomorrow he's, Mini Wheat Dog. StreamYard Duck. Like, we don't know. And we don't know what financial crimes he's committed under those aliases. We know he commits financial crime. Porsha may have to pass a Black History test to leave this marriage. Can she? What if Porsha has to pay Fallon? Fallon doesn't have a Simon with child, or doesn't have a child with Simon. Thank goodness. Fallon has a child with the pool boy. That's who Fallon has the kids with. But I know Fallon is somewhere getting a good giggle. What about the power? Now, that's going to be interesting to see what happens to that. Where is the money coming from for that house? Is Porsha paying for it? Is she going to keep it after the marriage? I don't know. She's fighting to film there, but other than that, they'll be done soon. Maybe we'll watch her move back into her old house. I mean, the thing is, Porsha had enough money on her own to not marry a scammer. And now she has, and her financial future could be at risk because she also has to worry about Eric Fuller exposing her husband for a click and a view and a rating or two. And that has got to be exhausting. All right. Well, I'm going to talk to y'all soon. So tell a Ken, tell